I'm Madam Quinta Lanji Nkoh Tatah. Presently, I'm in charge of planification and coordinations of sales for Business Unit Mobile, Camteloise. Actually, before coming to Camteloise, I was a teacher. I taught in like international school complex like Acte, P and Ju, and then I got the opportunity of coming to Camteloise, which I started in 2006 like a temporary worker, worked in different departments until 2008, where management deemed it necessary to recruit me because of my hard work. I was recruited in 2008. 2008, I worked in all the agences de centre, started like bureau d'hôte, after comptabilité. Then I was appointed gestionnaire de portefeuille. We were the first batch to be trained like gestionnaire de portefeuille, what you call in English portfolio managers. From 2010, I worked in Bamenda for 2 years, 2011, 2012. I was in charge of the commercial section for sales. That is what we call section action prospection commerciale. And later on, management saw it that I should go back to gestionnaire de portefeuille because actually there was none who was trained there. So I went back still at the agency like gestionnaire de portefeuille. End of 2012, I was sent to PC in Cambe as the chief of sales points, where I brought e-video at the time. That's the internet, the first chief of agency who went and opened that with the technicians. I was the one. And after that, immediately I was sent back to Yaoundé, where there was a need to handle the chef portfolio manager in SWA, Agence SWA. I worked there, and I think the general manager himself, I don't know, he called me up and said he saw my work and saw that I was wasting in SWA. So he appointed me the commercial chief of service for the Southwest region. That was 2013 to 2014. After that, the Southwest was divided into two. You had the delegation and the regional. So the biggest agency, which was the agency of Limbe, I was sent there to head the agency, like chef d'agence. From there, we had the animation center, which was for the credit. Then we did not have these partners that we have today. So I headed that center where I did some innovations, which you will see later. And then from there, I went as in charge of products and distribution in the Southwest. That is 2000 and up to 2018. And in 2019, I was appointed the chief of departments of prospection and commercials. That is what you call DPSA, Département de Prospection et Action Commerciale for the Southwest. I worked there. Then it was both fixed and mobile. Headed the fixed and the mobile, the agencies with all the technicians, the arrangement and all of that. I had to hold it hard with the men especially. And it was not so difficult, even though I had some challenges along the line because I was a woman, but I stood hard with some skills that I have personally. I think it is personally, and it went well until we always had our objectives. At one point, I was, instead of the 2 years that they take to increase the echelon, it took 1 year and I was given an echelon due to my work. Then in May 2023, management deemed it necessary to appoint me to this present position where I am chef de département de planification et ventes, Business Unit Mobile. Presently, I'm in charge of planning the strategies, putting in place the strategies which will enable the sales of the products and services of the mobile for Camteloise. And I coordinate the whole region, the nation, that is the regions. I make sure that I coordinate them to see where we are, where we were, where we are, and where we are forging to, in order to move ahead and see that we move progressively and obtain our objectives. Proof being that we have our Zoom meetings every Tuesday, where all the regionals and their chief of services for sales gather together, and I actually coordinate. I think I'm a go-getter. Apart from the rules and regulations, for example, first of all, I'm a humble person, humility first, respect of hierarchy, rules and regulations of the company, and forging ahead to go over time. I'm a mother, I'm a wife, but I mesh all the two. When I get to the office, I keep my coat at home, the family at home, and I set my goals with the team and make sure that everybody is in the booth. I don't keep anybody out. And if I see that somebody is not working according to what I expectations, I bring them, train them, and make sure that we go ahead. Except otherwise, can I punish? So I manage well. I go overtime. Sometimes I stay in the office and get at night because I must finish my job. So to have another new day. When I get home, sometimes I pamper the children, give their food, pamper my husband, get them to bed. When they sleep, I get on my computer and make sure that I finish everything before the next day so that I can move ahead in order to obtain my objectives. From the numerous achievements that I have because of time constraint, I'll put two. First of all, joy fills my heart when I meet my customers on the way and they are happy, they talk about me. And more to the way I have worked, they cry and they say they want to, some even say they'll write to the GM for me to be sent back. This is just a sign that I actually took them like kings and queens and I did what I was supposed to do. If a customer have a problem, I cannot sleep. The technicians, everybody must work hard to see that it goes. So the time frame that I take to solve their problem, the follow up, even minus problems, I get to them in one-on-one relationship and if they're satisfied, even when I don't solve the problem immediately. So the way I talk to my customer, the way I am so satisfied that today, everywhere we meet, we are like a family, we're like friends, and you know, they even recommend me, and you know, that gives me satisfaction because that is why I am here. And secondly, in the Southwest, why in the Southwest? In 2016, we had the crisis. I was appointed like a chef animation réseau externe because we did not have the distributors. So I thought it wise that I cannot sit on the spot and fold my hands to tell management that we have prices I cannot sell. So we started, I got these young boys the IT young boys, they came with their idea and they had 50,000 francs at the time. But I took upon me to be borrowing them credits. And I said, even if the company comes for control, I can go into my account and pay while waiting for them. So we started with this switching. They will buy, and after prospecting during days that the crises are down, we give the links to our customers. And while at home, there is nothing like the night, there is nothing like ghost towns and all. They buy credit online, they stay at home and they use it. Proof being that during my time, we saturated all the BTS that were to be saturated, except some few that were in zones that we could not even at any time saturated, like the stadium, like Seme Beach, etc., etc. So I think that today, what I started with those guys with 50,000 francs goes right up to 350 million per month. So I think that is, it gives me satisfaction. I never knew that I would be here today to have these objectives. Today I'm having, at the end of the year, they do like 3 to 3.5 billion. Well, as any woman, I face challenges with elderly men especially. They will be like, who is this young girl, a woman, come on, giving us instructions and all of that. But being a woman, a mother, and somebody who also respects the word of God, I know that I have to be submissive. I know a way to solve. I have another way to solving these kind of issues. Not by being arrogant. I call them on the table, we work together and make them see reasons. And if it doesn't go, I use the rules and regulations and solve the problems. So it has not been too, I cannot say it has been a big deal with me, because immediately that comes off, I have a strategy on how to stop it. It is very glaring that women in our company have a great future, because the head of state, His Excellency the President Paul Biya, chose a woman at the helm of this company, who is none other than Madam Judy Diaz Sunday Epos Achidi. And we have seen in other domains, in other departments, like the Director of Accountability and Finance, a woman. We had a woman at the Human Resource. We still have women there. We had another one at the Cabinet. And so I think that Camtel management has realized the worth of a woman and seen that they can also do what the men can do. And so the future is so bright for the woman in Camtel. It inspires me. It gives me that urge to look for more women, especially these children girl children who have been set aside in the two regions, who have been at home, who have not had the opportunity. So I think that with this team, it is good for maybe women empowerment, maybe for ministries and other organizations to look into the girls' children from these zones especially, and bring them to where we can actually send them to school. Minus that, I pray that since this team is like that, it means that there are opportunities for women. And so I pray that the crisis, especially in these regions, should be solved so that girl children especially can have the opportunity to be invested upon and do explore what is expected of them. My advice to the women is to take their work serious, be it at home or in the company. Humility, first of all. Every other person should be the same, at the same level. Like a mother, a woman is supposed to be humble. And so, at the level of the company, respect rules and regulations and put your customer first to align with Madam the General Manager's idea of customer centricity. So I think with that, holding our hands together, holding the team together, actually working with them and then showing them or teaching them, be a teacher to the team, it will actually take us and the women where we want to get to and having our objectives.